Hello dears, welcome to Beauty for Heart. I'm Ling, also known as Lulu. Today I'll be testing some new makeup products. Some of these products are newly launched in Singapore, some are on the market for quite some time but they are new to me, and some are repurchased. So in this video, I'll be using this new makeup and share about my thoughts with you dears later, and a foundation check-in, also some hand swatches. And hopefully this video is informative enough for you dears. If you are new to my channel, hello and welcome. If you happen to like this video, please consider to subscribe. And for all of you dears who are watching my video right now, thank you so much for watching. It's my blessing to have you dears here. By the end of the video, please share with me in the comment section below what is the latest makeup product you purchased. The best comment will be featured in my upcoming videos. Thank you so much, and now let's get started. Let me start with the foundation, which is this Quick Touch Weightless foundation from Rare Beauty. I bought it from Sephora Singapore, which is this. So in case you just haven't heard of this before, the brand owner of this Rare Beauty is Selena Gomez. She is a celebrity. Let me just read out what is the product description from their website to see what kind of foundation is this. This is a weightless, smooth, light formula, dries to a natural skin-like finish in 48 shades. Wow! Pure pigments are packed in a super fluid serum-like base, making it easier than ever to blend and build your coverage just how you like it. A little really goes a long way. It evens out the skin tone and smooths the looks of pores, no clogging or caking. Lasts the whole day without drying you or changing the color on you. It is convenient, mess-free doe-foot applicator, lets you apply one dot at a time. All you need is to cover your entire face. So sounds like my cup of tea. It is also cruelty-free, vegan, paraben-free, suitable for sensitive skin, dermatologist tested, and non-comedogenic. Sounds really good, yeah? I have applied my skincare already, and this time around I will not be applying any makeup base because I want to see how this foundation adheres to my skin. So that day when I was buying this foundation, me and my father met up at a shopping center. We happened to bypass a Sephora. So initially I thought that there are chairs available at the makeup counter there, but due to the pandemic situation, all the chairs are removed from Sephora. So in the end, my father was standing outside the store waiting for me, so I can't really spend so much time shopping it. I just quickly grabbed a foundation and choose the shade, and no time to look at any other products from the Rare Beauty line. That day I was also quite lucky because the Sephora beauty advisor approached me. Usually whenever I go to Sephora, there is no advisor helping me at all. This time around, I'm lucky too. So I was choosing in between 170W, which is the color shade, and also comparing this to 180W. 180W seems a spot on for my skin color, but the Sephora advisor said that this will oxidize, and that's why I chose a 170W instead. It's a shade lighter than my usual skin tone, but because I heard that this will oxidize, that's why I chose a color lighter than me. So this comes in a huge giant doe-foot applicator where you just quickly just draw some stripes on the face and then blend out. The thing about doe-foot applicator with the foundation is I don't find that it's really hygienic, because when we remove the doe-foot applicator out, it's exposed to air, and when it touches our face, it is contaminated. Usually our face is not as clean as we think it is, because after a while we will sweat, we will have dirt trapping into our pores, and there will be oil flowing out too. So all these will be stuck onto the doe-foot applicator, and then we put back the doe-foot applicator into the whole tube over here and contaminate the whole foundation. So that's why I don't really like the foundation with doe-foot applicator. I would still think that a pump is very hygienic for foundation, or the squeeze tube type. So as you guys can see, the color is slightly lighter than my skin. Let me just zoom you in further. Okay, I forgot to feel how it is. It feels very lightweight, fluid, and this is the serum-y type. And that's my cup of tea because I like a very natural, glowy skin look. without much coverage, because I find that the heavier the coverage, the more it will emphasize on my textured skin. So far, when I blend this out, I'm not so sure whether you just can see, I feel that it has a matte finish, but it has a glow. From the mirror that I'm looking at, my skin seems to be brighter, more glowy. It evens out the skin tone, but not so much coverage. But that is something that I really like. Easy to blend out, looks very smooth. Be this whether I look at my skin with the foundation on the mirror and also on the camera over here now, both translate the same. Smooth, glowy, natural. It'll be good for days when we girls experience tiredness, dullness. This foundation helps to liven up our skin. Okay, so this is half the face with the foundation using brush application. Can you see the difference? I find that from a distance, the foundation effect on the skin is really very beautiful and natural. So let me apply on the other side, otherwise I will look very weird. And this time around, I'll be using a damp sponge blender to blend. Straight away, I can see that the coverage on this side with the sponge application is much more natural than this side with the brush, and seems to be more dewy. It has a beautiful glow, isn't it? Very natural. Can you just see the difference? This is so much natural. And for this side with the brush application, this is slightly heavier, but overall it is still natural. Okay, so this is the whole face with the foundation on this side, which is my right side. This is with the brush, and on my left side over here, this is with the sponge application. I somehow still find that the brush side looks brighter and heavier. What do you dears think? As of now, when I'm applying this to the face, I really like how it looks on my skin. Quite natural, my cup of tea. And hopefully this will really last. I can still see my texture over here and over here. From my own experience, no matter what kind of foundation I'm using, so far there is no foundation that will conceal the texture. Maybe they will conceal the dark circle but not the texture. And yes dears, I already written my skin condition in the description box below, so if you just like to refer to my skin condition, please go to the description box below. Anyway, in summary, I have combination skin, oily T-zone, dry U-zone, and lots of media seeds. Okay, the time now is 4:02 PM. I'll do a check-in later with the full makeup on. So right now, off the screen, I'll be using powder with my existing powder and then do the other makeup steps. Then proceed on with the other face makeup products and eyes products using this Milani face palette. This is also newly launched in Singapore. So see you in a while. This Milani all-inclusive eye, cheek and face palette just launched in Singapore. Usually I do not like to buy face palettes because in a face palette there are some products that I won't use, so I find that it will be wasted. But somehow when I saw the release photo of this face palette from Milani Singapore Instagram account, I was actually quite intrigued by this because it has some very beautiful rosy colors. I love rosy pink colors. That's why it caught my attention. But when I received this yesterday, I ordered it from the Watson Singapore online and only received it yesterday. I just feel that it reminded me very much of this Milani Luster Light eyeshadow palette, which is the shimmery rose gold mauve, very romantic color theme. They both look quite similar, just that for the face palette, it doesn't have the dark shades as of the eyeshadow palettes. Anyway, I just filmed this review for this eyeshadow palettes yesterday, so the video will be up before this video. So if you dears who are staying in Singapore and are curious about how does this Milani Luster Light eyeshadow palettes perform, please refer to my previous video. Anyways, this palette consists of the highlighter over here. This is the bronzer, and I find that the bronzer is very warm. And this column over here is the eyeshadow, 3 eyeshadow colors, and these 2 are the blusher. This is the shimmery glowy type, and this is the matte type. Yesterday when I received this, I only did a hand swatch photos and videos about it, but I haven't used this on the face yet. So this is considered as a 1.5 impression. Now I'm going to use the bronzer on the face and see how it performs. But when I swatch this color, it really seems too warm for my liking. It comes with the mirror here, so actually right now when I'm filming this comes in very handy. Okay, the hair is always all over my face. Okay, let's start with the forehead. Oh no, this seems a little too dark and too warm. Okay, actually, if you just watch me today for the first time, I do not like to apply bronzer. I like my face to look bright, fair, and glowy, not bronzy. And I tend to get tan very easily. Like maybe under the sun for 10 minutes, my skin will turn darker already. So that's why I still prefer a fair skin. Don't really like bronzer. Whoa, can you see this patch over here? This is so strong. When I was doing the swatches, I was using my finger to pick out all the colors over here. All the powder seems very soft, very smooth. It's not really that soft, but it is all very smooth and very finely milled. Pigmentation, I would say, is alright, which I think for face product, it will be better that the powder pigmentation is not as great as the eyeshadow. Otherwise, it can be very tricky to apply and blend out, especially for the beginners. Okay, I don't have much feel for the bronzer, just that I felt that it is very warm color. What do you guys think? Okay, now proceeding to the blusher, which is the 2 blushes over here at this end. I will apply 1 color each on the different cheeks. So that, as you guys can see, this is the shimmery glowy type and this is the matte type. Oh, this is so pretty. This is so pretty, but this is very pigmented as well. So yes, just pick out a little at a time. I think I over applied it. Oh, this is very pretty. I find that you can also use this shimmery blusher as the eyeshadow as well. And it may not be a good choice to use as a highlighter because the color is a little too pigmented as a highlighter. But it does give a very beautiful glow, especially when I look at myself at the camera. Oh, this is very pretty. Okay, I was searching for the product descriptions yesterday over at the palette and also in the website description. There isn't any mention that these powders are baked as of their baked eyeshadow and also their baked blusher. Baked blusher, yeah. But the powder really feels very good, very finely milled, very smooth. As you guys probably can see, I have lots of, actually my whole face is filled with Miller seeds. And it seems like there are more and more Miller seeds coming up. So usually when I apply powder over here or highlighter over here, it will emphasize on the texture. Likewise for this as well, but it didn't really intentionally emphasize the texture as of the texture. It's just that when the powder goes on an uneven surface, it will definitely shows the texture. What am I talking about? So this is the side with the shimmery blusher. Okay, let me just quickly swipe the brush, then continue with the other side with the matte blusher. This is much cleaner now. And let me apply this rosy matte pink. It does have sun keep pad in the pan for all the powders over here. Now this is also pigmented. Okay, my kind of color scheme. The matte blusher would be great for daily use. Or sometimes if you want a glowy look, then you can use the shimmery blusher as the topper on top of the matte blusher. I find that this palette is really great to bring around when we are going for a staycation or vacation. A little too red, I think, on the cheeks. It's really pigmented. So again, just pick up a little at a time. Oh, this is very beautiful. I think for both blusher, I can also use that as eyeshadow color. And just apply the remaining on the forehead, the nose, across the cheeks, for the kind of natural blush effect all over the face. Don't waste the product. Very nice, very nice. I like it. I'll be using the highlighter soon in the palette. At the same time, I also bought another highlighter, which is their big highlighter in the color 110 Dolce Perla. Anyways, last year I bought this 120 Champagne Dioro. I just insert the text over here. I really like the texture. It is very smooth, very blinding. But it's just that I find that this highlighter is too shimmery on my cheeks that emphasize the texture. I was actually looking at this other color for a very long time but keep talking myself out of it. But finally, I don't know why, I just bought it from the store, Watson. And surprisingly, this is not as shimmery on the cheeks compared to the other color, which is the 120 Champagne Dioro. And I quite like this color as well. So for demonstration purpose, I'll be using two highlighters on different parts of the face. Not different parts of the face, different sides of the face. Let me just do a quick hand swatch with these three highlighters. So this is the highlighter from the palette. It didn't mention the name. This is a beautiful champagne pearl. It picks up very smoothly and intensely. Oh, so smooth. Okay, let me zoom you this in. This is the one. I do not see any shimmers in the hand swatch, so hopefully there is really no shimmers on the face as well. I don't really like shimmery highlighter because it will emphasize on my texture. Okay, at the same time, I will do a quick hand swatch for this big highlighter in the color 110 Dolce Perla. Bad pronunciation. I like this color more. Beautiful. All their powders are so smooth. Okay, then this, just for comparison, this is the previous highlighter I bought, I think somewhere last year. This is the big highlighter in the color 120 Champagne Dioro. I find that the color is very similar to the palette, but this is a little more gold than the highlighter in the palette. So these are the three colors. So let me use the highlighter in the palette first. I'm going to use it on the left side of my face with the matte blusher. It does emphasize my texture, but this is really blinding. And I think this color will be also great to use as the eyeshadow highlighter to use at the inner corner. Oops, it got onto my hair. It looks so shiny and shiny on the camera, but over here in the mirror, it emphasizes my texture. That's the problem with my skin, not the product. Okay, it applies quite unevenly over here because of the texture. So let me just sort it out with the sponge blender. Again, let me just quickly swipe the brush to apply on the other side. Okay, anyways, I'm using this big highlighter in the color 110. I like this color more. I recently like this kind of color highlighter as I find that it brightens up my face, my cheeks better. And it brightens my whole complexion better. It cannot apply too much because it will emphasize my texture, but this seems to be a very good highlighter. I'm not so sure if you just can see over here at the corner of my eyes here, there is a cluster of media seeds. It looks so beautiful on the camera. So overall, I think that for Milani's highlighter, it is quite a good one for a drugstore, but not really recommending this for those who are like me, having tons of media seeds and textured skin, because I think they will really emphasize it. But sometimes, because they are just too beautiful, I will just ignore them and use them on the face. This is what we call tiki, metal teeth. Rebellious! And now, let's proceed to the eyeshadow, which I will be using this column over here as well as the highlighter over here at the inner corners. So I think because there's only 3 eyeshadow, I will create a very simple look. Let's start with this matte peach color on the crease. Recently, I really like this kind of rosy look on the eyes. It is so me. And then also use some on the lower lash line as a base. It blends out very easily. So far, I have 3 eyeshadow palettes from Milani, and I would say that their quality is really good. Soft, smooth, easy to blend out, creamy and pigmented. And personally, I find that you can also use this color, the matte peach color, as the blusher, although the pen size may be too small for the brush to pick up. Next, picking up the last color of the column, this matte color, and use it at the outer corner. Actually, the tone for the crease color, which is this matte peach, and this is not a lot. I hope that actually they can include a darker matte color in this palette instead of this color, so that we can create a more complete look for the eye makeup. So bring it forward as the transition as well, and then apply at the lower lash line. And next, using the middle color of this column and use it on the entire eyelid over here, as well as the lower lash line. I'm using this dry because I want to see how the texture is. But once I'm familiar with the quality, then usually I will apply with a spray to make it more foiled and also to reduce fallout. But this is foiled enough. I use a brush to blend out the color. Okay, so far my thought about this column for the eyeshadow is the color depth of these 3 colors are very similar. They are more to the mid light tone, actually more to the mid tone. So when we create a look using these 3 colors, you can't really see the color depth of it. I think that's the best we have over here. So I think it would be great that we can have a different color depth of the 3 colors. Probably start with this, which is a much lighter shade as the first color, then followed by a mid-tone metallic colors or shimmery colors to apply on the main eyelid, as well as a darker outer corner color. And I think this way we can create a better look. Anyways, now I'm picking up the highlighter shade over here to apply at the inner corner. And this is the typical rosy gold pink look. Alright, I'm going to apply this eye makeup look to the other eye off screen. So, see you again. Just took a little break and finish up the eye makeup on this left eyes. So right now I'm going to touch on the eyebrow. I repurchased this eyebrow pencil from SilkyGirl Expert Brown Slim Pencil. I always talk about it in my channel, so I'm not going to talk so much about it. So whenever there's a promotion, I will just stock up. But this is a very light brown color. The color name is Natural Brown. I will never use it alone, so usually I will just pair it up with another color, 02 Dark Brown. So under this series, there's only two colors, which is the Natural Brown, which is the lighter brown. And I usually use it at the beginning of the eyebrow till the end. And also using this dark brown at the tip. So now I'm going to speed up the drawing of the eyebrow because there isn't really much to see. And my battery is running low. So this is the dark brown. This is one of my favorite eyebrow products because I find that this is so easy to draw. It also comes with the spoolie at the back. And then just use the spoolie to smudge to create a more natural look. And that's it. Fast and simple, isn't it? I purchased a few eyeliners. One is a liquid eyeliner from Essence. This is new on the market. And these two are the same eyeliner pencil from Kate Tokyo, but one is in brown, one is in black. So let me just use this liquid eyeliner on the eyelid first. I've already used this Essence liquid eyeliner for a few times. The first few times, I think it's really terrible because the ink is not flowing to the brush tip, so I have to draw a lot of time over the eyeshadows on my upper eyelid and nothing really came out. So I find that initially it is very troublesome, but now it has been about 1 or 2 weeks already. The ink flows out generously now. It's so much easier to draw. The tip is quite fine, so you can actually draw a more precise wing or a line, whichever you prefer. The ink is a glossy jet black. My experience with this eyeliner is that it will smudge a little, just a tiny little bit, at the outer corner over here. I bought these two sharp eyeliner pencils from Kate Tokyo, and one is in the black, which is the color over here, and then the other one is brown. These eyeliners are very slim. It is only 1.3 mm. So I'm really wondering how long this will last because the previous SilkyGirl gel eyeliner, the one I mentioned in my previous video, is 2 mm. It is their slim type eyeliner. It only lasts me within a month and I don't use it every day. And these are the 1.3 mm. I'm really wondering how long this will last. Anyway, just now I was doing the hand swatch for this. It glides on very easily on the hands as well as on the eyes. But usually I don't like to apply this on the upper eyelid here, especially over the eyeshadow, because it is very difficult for this eyeliner to go onto the eyelid. Maybe it's because it is too slim. But I like to use them on the tight line over here as well as the waterline over here, or sometimes to go over the liquid eyeliner to draw a sharper wing at the end here, or to layer over the liquid eyeliner so as to make the eyeliner more long lasting. These are, I would say, in the diamond shape. It is not the typical round form, and this is sparkly, so nice. This has a slim flat oval tip, and we need to turn this tip over here for the pencil to come out. but this is non-retractable, so just turn according to how much amount we want to use. So on the hand, actually I can feel that the texture is the drier, harder type. It doesn't smudge at all on the hand. As you guys can see, it just stay put. But actually on my eyes, the black does smudge a little over here as well. Just tiny little bit. Today I'll be using the brown on the waterline as well as the inner tight line. Alright dears, the time now is 6:45 PM. Not sure if you can see the time here. It's almost 3 hours of wearing this foundation. So let me just zoom you in this while I'm looking myself in the mirror. Actually right now when I look myself in the camera viewfinder, the foundation still looks good, still fresh, but let me see first. And let me see myself in the mirror. Hair is all over my face again. Seriously, I can't really tell if it already oxidized because it still looks very good on the camera, still very bright. But definitely on the nose tip area here, it starts to get shiny as usual, as always. As usual and as always. What am I talking about? But for the rest of the face, it is still very good. Still remains on the face, still fresh. Definitely looks so flawless on the camera. So far still so good. I can already start to see a little breakdown over here at the laughing line here. Just a little breakdown. And I also like my makeup today. Okay, so far so good. Foundation still good. Let me do another checking after my dinner. Hello dears, this is the second foundation checking and the time now is, let me see, 11:09 PM, which is about 7 hours of application. I was indoor throughout the whole time, didn't move myself vigorously, so I'm not perspiring that much, and the weather is quite cool by now. And now let me check myself in the mirror. Very obviously, let me zoom you in. The nose tip is very oily, expected. When I did the first check-in, the nose tip here is starting to get oily, so this is very expected. And right now, this part here, the forehead, is also becoming oily. And the oil spreads to around the cheeks, over here and here. The mouth area here starts to wear off already. But overall, the face seems to be very glowy. It still looks natural. And I like this kind of glow actually, besides my nose area, which is too oily. Everything else seems to be still in place, but I also find that it oxidizes. Right now, it becomes my skin color. So I think I chose the right color. Just choose one shade lighter than my original skin color. I like this kind of effect even though my T-zone become oily, and this is my kind of preference for foundation. I like the natural skin foundation look. And talking about the blusher here, to my surprise, it is lasting. It still remains the same, but maybe just fade a little but not too much. You can still see that I'm wearing blusher. The eyeshadow is still on, and the eyeliner over here, which I was using the Kate Tokyo gel liner, starts to wear off over here. If you just can see this part here. And I'm not so sure whether it's the upper eyelid or the lower eyelid because I'm wearing eyeliner for both parts. There is a little smudging over here. And I'm also not sure whether it's the Essence liquid liner that smudged or the Kate Tokyo liner that smudged. Anyway, there's some smudging over here. Just tiny little bit, not a lot. Eyebrow pencil as usual expected because I'm very familiar with the formula from the SilkyGirl. I've been using the eyebrow pencil for a lot of time, so it still remains very well on the eyebrow. actually, the more I look myself in the camera viewfinder, the more I like about this complexion. I don't know, I still find that I still look fresh. Besides the oily nose tip here and maybe some oiliness around here, this part. But overall, I really like the foundation. So overall, I'm quite happy with the makeup products that I used today. And I especially want to recommend this Rare Beauty foundation because I really like how it looks on my face. It is fragrance free, totally no scent, and this has ball bearing. When you shake it, you can feel that actually the texture feels very fluid. Oh yeah, can you hear the ball bearing sound? Just shake before you use. So if you just like a very fresh skin or the flawless skin, my skin but better look, you can get this. The other products I will recommend will be also this Milani face palette. Especially for those who don't own so many makeup products, seldom use makeup products, I find that this palette is great for everyday use. I do think that this color over here for the eyeshadows needs to fine tune a little for different color depth. But overall, I think this is a great palette. And because of this palette, whenever I look at this palette, I really want to go on staycation. If you're staying for just 1 or 2 nights, and you do not want to bring so many makeup products, this palette will be very convenient and very helpful. The other thing I really like from this makeup, actually, coming to think about it, I like all the makeup that I used today. This Milani Big Highlighter is also very good because till now, about 7 hours of wear, I can still see the highlighter over here. Likewise over this part, where I'm using the highlighter from this face palette. So this is worth it, and usually big products quality is very smooth, very intense, very good. Eyebrow pencil, I will always buy it. And for the eyeliner, I find that it's a so-so, but maybe above so-so because it only smudged a little. So the most recommended will still be the foundation, the highlighter, and the face palette. I hope that this video is helpful for you dears, and now it's your turn to share with me. What is the latest makeup product you bought? Please comment in the comment section below, yeah? The best comment will be featured in my upcoming videos. Last but not least, here's an inner beauty tip for us to be more beautiful and more wise. Drop by drop is the water pot filled. It means every single little action we take, it counts. Thank you dears for watching. If you happen to like this video, please subscribe and click the bell notification button below for my future videos. I love to do beauty products review, and if this is your cup of tea, please join in my YouTube family. Also, if you'd like to connect with me more, please visit me at my Instagram and Facebook platform. The address will be somewhere here on the screen. May you dears have a peaceful, blissful and joyful week ahead. See you next time. Bye! And before you go, please check out these 2 videos over here. Thank you!